difference. The next slide, Becky. I put this through in that you weren't probably on the last session, but I shared lots of pictures of boats with the last group as well, because I wanted to ask them, the big question that we get when we're our young people, what is it we can do? How do we do it? And I used the example of these boats the last time and got everyone that was on the call to...
Hello, just a quick catch up. It is Tuesday. Today we had storm, forgotten what it's called, another one of them named storms, and a big tree came down just outside the village we live in, between our village and the village we used to live in. So basically all the people that live in Martinstown got to school on the bus, and all the kids that live in Cargan, which is where we are, didn't get to school on the bus because the big tree, massive big tree, I'll put a picture in, blocked the road off. So nobody was saying anything. We found out eventually the bus was cancelled, so like waiting what's going to happen. Oh, there's a delay, and I'm like, right, you know what? Trees were coming down everywhere, all over the place, and the rain was horizontal, so I'm like, no, just keep them off, and I'll just put in the note about the bus and the tree, and that I didn't feel it was safe to send him later because there are so many trees down. I was happier to have him at home. So he had another few hours in his bed, and then I got up and we caught up with what we knew they had done at school that day. Thankfully the Spanish teacher's smart enough to go onto Teams and put on there what they've done today for the pupils that aren't there because of the storm, so obviously it's more than Isaac. Next week he has his Spanish oral and an essay writing, so he has to write an essay about holidays, which are where he went on holiday last year, what he did, what he liked about it, where he's going on holiday this year, same thing, what he's going to do, and where something just fell then. The fuck was that? Something just fell and hit my nose and then hit my hands. I can't see what it was. Hold on, a fucking spider. That's confusing. What was I saying? Yeah, and where he would like to go. So we've done that. He has to learn that for next Thursday. We're on Tuesday at the minute, Thursday of next week. But on the Tuesday, he has 2 oral conversations, and that's got all the tenses in it as well, and he's struggling. We went through one of those tonight. We needed to have it off tonight, and he's not. Tomorrow night we're going over the second one. It's just a lot of questions, but it's difficult. And then the plan was on Monday evening of next week to go over both again the night before he's tested. We've got maths to do on Thursday night. Friday night's no study because it's Explorers. Saturday's no study. Sunday will be maths again. We can't start studying history because the teacher hasn't said what the fuck's on the... is it going to be Nazis? They've now started Northern Irish history, which is... I can't even begin to tell you. I wanted to sleep after the first page. So we can't start history yet because what he does is tell you what's on the test at the last fucking minute, and you've spent weeks revising the wrong thing. Science he doesn't have until the week after the others, so I've left that. English we haven't looked at, RE we haven't looked at, Spanish, like I say, we did it yesterday, we'll be doing it tomorrow, and we'll be doing it next Monday night. And then we'll have to do Spanish Tuesday night and Wednesday night to prepare for the essay on Thursday, because at the minute he's only going to have them 2 evenings to prepare for the essay. So it's shit, basically. He's not going to get a decent grade this time round either because he's struggling with basically the step up in Spanish for GCSE. He's struggling because he's finding it just a lot more difficult than it was. So I'm panicking, looking around at all alternative places just for my own peace of mind. I looked up Slemish College, which does A levels, but the entry requirements are quite similar to St Louis, but I'm not telling him this yet. There's a regional college that does more vocational things, and most of the stuff they tend to do is, stuff like childminding, social work, engineering, and all the trades like electrician, plumbing, building, hairdressing, but they do a thing called creative digital media, which a lot of people that end up working in the radio, TV and movies start in. It's a 2-year course, it's a BTEC level 3, and it's the equivalent of 3 A-levels, and it's all in media and filmmaking, and there's all kinds of like PR and just so much stuff involved in it. And the entry requirements is only 4 GCSEs at grade C and above, so it's a fallback. Now, if he goes on to do A-levels in St Louis, to be honest, he's going to be doing music and moving image arts, and he has to pick 2 more, which he's not interested in anything else. To be fair, that other course also gets you into university, and it may be more suitable, although I know he'll probably want to go back to St Louis if given the chance. But it's nice to know that there's an alternative, so I've got that in my back pocket if I need it. Yeah, it makes me feel a bit more calm, because it's not that you maybe think I'm like, oh, you want him to get this, that and the other, exams aren't everything, and no, they're not. But when I know that he wouldn't be happy, I've discussed with him, he doesn't want to do a trade, he's not interested in plumbing, engineering, any of that. He's not interested in, the only thing he's really interested in is something in music or something in media, and he's not progressed enough in music. I read tonight that when you do your A-level music, you're meant to be at a grade 5 in your chosen instrument. When Isaac started his lessons in March, just gone past, so we're almost a year on, they said, right, well, we're not going to do level 1 or 2 with you because you're very clearly at about a level 3. We're now in January, the end of January, and he hasn't done the level 3 grade yet because there's one bit in one song that he can't get, and this guy, rather than push him to do it, has been like letting him play what he wants. Darren had to actually go in and say, look, we need him to get this grade. And I've just learned tonight from my own personal reading that by September 2027, so that's a year and a half, he needs to be a grade 5 if he wants to do music at A-level. He doesn't have a grade 3 yet, and he's been a year. How the fuck's he going to get 2 grades in a year and a half when he doesn't even have 3 yet? Anyway, let's not focus on that. I'm happy to have found that other option. So we've got that in the back pocket, which means if he enjoys it, if he excels at it, there's still the ability to go to university, which my dad has said is a complete waste of time and money because supermarkets are full of people stacking shelves with degrees. He's not wrong, but do I want to hold my child back from having that opportunity? Absolutely not. Have we got a lot of money that can afford it? Absolutely not. But to my knowledge, you're entitled to grants for the education up until you earn a certain amount, then you start to pay it back. I want him to have the chance to do it. I'm not going to be happy if he just wants to go for a jolly, but if he wants to work in that industry, then absolutely. I think it would be good. Right, so I thought I'd share that with you. I'm quite pleased to have found that course. I'll tell you more about it another time. I have a really sore bit on my ear here. The skin just, it's always done it, the skin just cracks open and it really hurts. It's probably that psoriasis again. Right, I'm going to go to my bed. It's really cold. Electricity's gone out twice this evening, only for a couple of minutes each time. But it's like, is it going to go again? I'm going to go to my bed before it does, so I'm not running about the house looking for candles. I've got so many scented candles. There's loads of candles. But I've got like a full packet of, like church candles, like the long thin ones. I don't know what they're, pillar candles. Are they anyway, candles. Where are they? I don't know. 4 candles. I love that joke. 4 candles. If you don't know what that is, you're not living. The 2 Ronnies, the 4 candles joke. Brilliant. Right, I'm away to my bed. I don't know if I'm taking Kira and Sophie to soft play tomorrow because she texted me on Monday and said Sophie hadn't been very well last night, so she wasn't sure whether she would be able to go out this week or not. And I'm like, oh, I hope she feels better soon. And we're now on Tuesday evening. It's bedtime. It's almost midnight, and she hasn't told me if we're going tomorrow, which I would have thought she would tell me tonight. But she's maybe waiting to see how she is tomorrow. Point 1, I don't want to get sick. Point 2, I'm really tired. I'm knackered. I've been all night doing Spanish, all afternoon doing maths. and I've got a load of history notes to do tomorrow, so I don't really want to be going tomorrow, to be honest. I had to cancel going to my dad's today, obviously because of the tree situation. I just didn't feel it was safe to drive. It said with the speed of the winds, which were like 50 something, you shouldn't drive unless absolutely essential, especially in open areas, which is the whole drive-in for us. Or high-sided vehicles should take caution, and I'm thinking school bus, so I kept them off. So yeah, I didn't get him to my dad's today, so I'll have to do that on Thursday instead. And there was something else. Yeah, we didn't get to jiu-jitsu tonight, even though you pay for it a month in advance, so that's like the payment down to Swanee, but we obviously weren't driving in for that when the storm warning didn't end until 9 o'clock this evening. We've got an ice warning for tomorrow. Fabulous, fantastic. There was something else. What was the other thing I was going to say? I've completely forgotten. Take my booties off. It is so cold and shitty here at the minute, honestly. I'm going to be very ready for Florida in August. But I'm a bit remiss about going to America with everything that's happening. I haven't spoken about that. Your man that got shot. What an absolute travesty. And I mean, I bet they were hoping and wishing that he had a criminal record and he was a bit of scum and had been done for drugs or something. Nope, ICU Nurse, no criminal record of any description, full video footage from all different angles proving that the guy did absolutely nothing wrong. It's like Trump was the one arguing for the Second Amendment rights to carry guns, and now they've basically said if you show up at anything with a gun, we can shoot you. It's madness. So is it wise to go into America? Quite possibly not, I don't know. Not that I think we're going to get shot by ICE or anything like that, but it's like giving the tourism industry fucking money over there, isn't it? But anyway, it's so that we enjoy ourselves, so I suppose. Needs must and all that thing. Right, I'll stop waffling. I shall check in with you tomorrow to let you know what's happening. And yeah, speak to you later. I'm sat in traffic. I thought I'd tell you. Can you see that big hill in the background there? That is called Moat Hill. And apparently they used to hang people on top of that like years and years and years ago. Hanging Hill. I have fallen off that to the ground when I was a teenager. We were playing on it and we were running down it, and my foot got stuck underneath a root because there used to be big trees on top of it. That's what they would hang people off. And I done a Superman and I landed at the bottom. How the hell I didn't rookie myself, I have no idea. It really hurt, but I didn't. There's Sainsbury's to my left, so we'll just go in here and see what joys we can or cannot find. I'm sure it's really exciting for you. I thought you just could have a look around other than just looking at me. I hate, see this corner here, it's so tight. You either hit the thing on the other side or you mount a curb. There's no in between. Oh, God. There's something about me that I always seem to pick rows that have guys pushing fucking trolleys. Always. Alright, I'm sure you don't need to see this. Hello. Oh, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Yes, I am having one of these. Basically, they're like mini versions of, looks big but it isn't, like mini versions of pastries, and I've just dropped that on the ground. I'm outside school now. I've no bloody wipes. Gotta have some in the back. Hold that thought. Right, okay, I've got these. I've always got something like to clean hands. Ever since when you have kids, and I know I don't have a kid now, I've got a 14-year-old, 15 in a month. But it's one of those things you never stop doing from when you have like a young child or a baby, is have something to clean sticky hands and faces. And when I am in the car sitting waiting for any reason, that's when you can see everything that needs a little girl. I must have pressed a button to turn the fucking stereo on. That scared the life out of me then. So I went to Sainsbury's and there were no gluten-free. See, I looked up gluten-free. Oh god, look, I've got, but that would have told on me that I'd had. I don't know why I'm saying told on me, because it's not like I'm not allowed to eat a pastry, you know what I mean? Sainsbury's had the most gluten-free stuff on, available online that I could see. And what is that? It's a, what's them things called? Air fresheners. What's this? It's a Fright Club badge that keeps coming off everything I wear. Honestly. No, it'll just come off again. It keeps doing it. Oh, actually, my dashboard is like a material-y thing. Oh, it's on the floor. That's fabulous. So as I was saying, I've lost it. Where did that go? There it is. I've also put on the seat heater inadvertently. I'll keep that on though. There, put that like that. I don't know why we've got a pen in the car as well. Sainsbury's, I was ages looking around where the cakes are, and then I went to the, you know, free from section. Fuck all. And then I went to Tesco and I found one, but it was like, it's like white icing and it's like Victoria sponge, but it's got like rainbow blobs on it, you know, like a girl's cake. I think it's called unicorn cake, but it was either that or one of the plain iced ones with stars on that I've had before, and they're not really nice. When you can't eat gluten, pretty much all of the stuff you can get tends to be very not great, to be honest. So I managed to get him that and some birthday candles. I got him a bottle of vodka that is honeycomb flavoured, and I got him a massive bar of Galaxy. I mean, it is massive. And I wanted to get him some bed socks, but I can't find any that are big. He doesn't wear socks in bed. His feet get cold, but he doesn't wear socks in bed because they're too tight on his feet. So I need some really big fluffy socks, you know, that aren't tight, and in town I can't find any. So his birthday's tomorrow, and literally there's no way I have of getting him anything else. I had to get to my dad's. My dad's can't hear me even when I am shouting at the top of my voice. He can't hear. And he won't hear anything of it. There's a lad just walked past and his hair's, is that purple or my eyes? His hair's a purpley colour and they're not allowed dyed hair. Ah, right. It's a normal colour on top, and because the wind is blowing, underneath looks a purpley colour. It's very subtle though. Was there anything else I was going to tell you? I think that's the teacher running about. Yeah, move your car, missus, you're blocking everyone in. So that's just going to have to do. It's just all these kids running now. Honestly, they've got absolutely no common sense with cars at all. Honestly, fucking hell. I'll turn you around a bit to see this. I'll just leave you like that while I'm talking to you so you can see everybody spill out. Right there is the road. You can see they just all come out en masse and just run out into the road. So there's nothing else really that I can get him. So he's going to have to do with vodka, chocolate and jeans that I bought him. Like I say, I did buy him, give them the money for the coat that he bought, but that's it. I didn't have any. I had an hour. No, I didn't even have an hour. I had less than an hour. I went to get the cake, and I'm getting a big Chinese tomorrow night. I was taking him out for a meal, but he doesn't want to go out for a meal. He just wants a big Chinese with like extra bits that we don't normally get. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Isaac has got a girl coming down from just outside Bangor or Belfast tomorrow or Saturday. Her dad wants to meet Isaac and meet us before he's happy, which is absolutely fair enough. I completely understand that. Turn your back round to me in case people think I'm filming kids. Completely understand that. So she's been dropped off at Oars, then we're taking them into town. They're faffing about for a while in town, then they're coming back to Oars, and then her dad's picking her up later, and he wants to meet Isaac and meet us before he's happy to do that, which is Isaac was like, oh, I'm like, that's, you know, of course he does. It's his daughter, and he doesn't know you, he doesn't know us, he doesn't know where she is. So I'm gonna have to make sure the house is really tidy tomorrow, or for Saturday. Not that it's slovenly, but you know what I mean, make sure it's not messy. So I don't know if this is potential girlfriend or not. He said, I don't know if it's a she or a they. I says, what do you mean you don't know if it's a she or a they? I said, why do you say that? Well, because on their TikTok it says she/they. And I'm like, Isaac, a lot of people do that because they think it's showing support, or they think they're being edgy or different. I says, does she look like a girl? Yes. I says, well, then she's probably a girl. I says, someone that really doesn't want to be differentiated with whether they're male or female do tend to look a bit more androgynous. They do tend to look, you know, the lads do tend to look a bit feminine, the girls tend to do, you know, that's, you're not meant to say that. That's a really, oh no, you can't say that, but it's true. It's like, if a person's a they do tend to be subtle signs. Not that I give a shit either way, but I says, Isaac, just don't bring some problem child into our house with a load of drama. I says, that's all I ask. I says, he's met her at the last year's scout camp at Auchengillan. Hope he's got my message. She's from like here, but they have met before and they talk to each other all the time. Here he comes. I can't get him because he was too far to the side. He's putting stuff in the boot now. Hang on, did he have his PE? You did. You have your PE bag, didn't you? You had your PE bag, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got your Spanish?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Right, let's try and get out of here. This is always good fun. I was talking, that's why that's on. I was telling them about AJ, her name is. We don't know what her real name is though, or do we?
I think it's Sophia.
Sophia, so why is she called AJ? Yeah, so.
Well, I found out times.
For what?
For the coming over.
Right.
It would be not very long. It's like 1:30 to like 3:34.
So you're not going into town?
Apparently not, because the dad is like a bit skeptical since it's first time, so he doesn't want it to be for too long.
Alright, okay, that's fine. But so, what are you wanting to do? You aren't wanting to go into town then?
Don't think there'll be time, because there's films and there's games, so.
Alright, so you just want to stay at home then?
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. So is she going to want her tea, or is he collecting her
Probably
before tea?
not, because that's 4.
Right, okay. Yeah, well, it's understandable that he's a bit unsure. I'd be more surprised if he was happy for his daughter to go somewhere that in a different town where he doesn't know a person. So, these kids are so stupid. You can piss off. Look at this. Honestly, have they got a death wish?
You're shouting as if they're going to hear you.
I'm shouting to express my frustration because I need to get it out.
That's exactly what Dad says.
Well, it is right, because if you don't get it out, it builds up and then you lose your rag at something you shouldn't be losing your rag at. Alright, I bet they go in front of me as well. I have a sign in the front of this car. Please cross in front of me. Look at the colour of her tights. That's weird. They're a weird blue colour. Alright, why have you put a hat on the car?
I like it.
Alright, are we going to feed, or are we all going to ignore the fact that we should be feeding?
No one ever does.
Alright, did you get my message about the Spanish letter?
Oh yeah.
Right, so read it out to me.
Is this it?
Because this is...
I got a revision timetable. No, revision exam timetable.
Alright. Oh, that's handy.
Is this it? Aha. Oh, Stephen is going, by the way.
Oh, good.
Right. Probably on this side. Oh, it's in Spanish.
Andalusia.
Oh, there we go. Included in your tour price.
Right, what's the price to start with?
Good question. Right, key details. Oh, this is probably the most important. There's a deposit.
Right.
To secure your child's place, please pay a £50 deposit to the school office by Monday the 2nd.
Oh, that's fine. Right.
What?
How much is the trip, Isaac?
The trip... Jesus. Approximately 775 per student.
Yeah, I expected.
What
somewhere
the
around there.
hell?
That's quite... It's what, for 4 days?
3 nights in a B&B hotel.
3 nights, 700 odd quid. 700, almost 800 quid.
That includes flights, buses.
Plus you'll need spending money. Isaac, it's going to be like £1,000.
There's so much here. Flights, all that. Ryanair, advance, a small hand luggage, 1 item of luggage, coach transfers, use of the coach again, use of the coach.
Yeah, well, I don't need to know what the money covers. What are you? Does it say what you'll be doing or anything like that?
Sightseeing in Malaga, sightseeing in Seville, sightseeing in Granada or Cordoba, and it says there's a half-day trip to Malaga. I'm pretty sure that's where we just get to go around Spain.
Right, well, you just need to be sensible and careful and not be stupid.
Yes.
Do not do things like touch alcohol or anything like that.
I don't think I'll be allowed to.
You won't be. You're not allowed to, Isaac. So, but when I went on the school trip to Germany, 2 of the girls in our group got pissed.
How?
And they were made stay in the hotel the rest of the time. They weren't allowed to do anything for punishment.
They get alcohol?
Because we were allowed that evening to basically, we were staying in a little village called Tulfes in Austria.
Yeah, how would they get it though if they're not
There's a local, there was like a bowling alley that had a bar.
But they're not of age, so
Well,
they don't need ID?
they didn't know what age they were, and they looked older than they were. We were all, I'd say 15. And when we went for the day to Innsbruck, again, we had free rein to basically just go and explore, and we went into a pub, and the 2 girls I was with both got beer and I got chocolate ice cream.
I definitely won't do that.
Isaac, I'll kick your arse if I hear that you do that. You'll never be going anywhere again.
I definitely won't.
I can see you nodding, Isaac. Don't even think about it.
What would you do if I came home with like 7 bottles of empty Jack Daniels in my bag?
You wouldn't be trusted to go anywhere again. And you won't have the money to buy 7 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, no, they're really expensive.
And there's literally no shops on the way home for me to get Darren else for his birthday, so it's like, he doesn't make it easy because he just won't say what he wants. He'll just have to make do with chocolate and vodka and jeans. That'll have to do. I have a funny feeling the jeans aren't going to fit him, you know. So that's Isaac's school trip. When is it? Is it September? This is how much information Isaac texts in.
No, I think I know. I just want to double check just in case. September 2026.
Yeah, so that's this year. So that you'll be going to Orlando in August and Spain in September.
Yes.
Neither me nor your dad have ever been to Spain.
Then just get in the hand luggage.
It's a lot of money for 3 nights in Spain. I suppose it's flights and stuff.
It covers everything though.
Yeah. Well, it won't cover spending money, will it? And that's another thing for you to take into consideration. Anything you buy has to fit in your luggage. So you can't just go and like, oh, I'm going to buy this, because if it doesn't fit, you can't, you know what I mean, if you go overweight, you're not going to be able to take it and you have to leave it.
I'm going to bring home an authentic Mexican Chihuahua.
You're not going to Mexico, you're going to Spain.
I'm buying a sombrero.
How are you going to fit that on? Isaac, can you stop being stupid? Make sure you do not buy anything that is heavy or very large, because if you're only allowed 1 piece of hand luggage, that basically, you know the way we bring those big suitcases? Yeah. Well, 1 piece of hand luggage is the small cases that we bring. That's all you get to bring with you.
You know, in the Despicable Me film, the thing that Guru puts on his head, it's like a hat made of tortilla chip, and then he has like guacamole in it.
No.
I should do that. Oh.
Right, so have they said basically £50 deposit and then...
Use it. I don't know.
Do you have to pay off like the rest in bits, or as long as you pay it by certain dates?
I'm not sure. It's definitely in by a certain date.
Right.
But the £50 deposit to be paid by Monday, the 2nd of February.
Yes. So that's this Monday.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I loved it. What you see your dad's face when he finds out how much it is.
Don't tell him.
What do you mean, don't tell him? How am I supposed to not tell him, Isaac? I did say we would pay for you to go on a school trip if it was, but then you don't even like Spanish anymore and you're going to drop it.
No, I do like Spanish, it's just pretty tricky.
So you've got your exam timetable. Is that in there?
It's in my book.
Have a look and see if any of your exams are on the same day. Hang on, so it's like exam, it's not like in class, it's actually...
I'm not actually sure. So I'll read that out. I can see. English Lit Unit 1. Oh, this is GCSE.
It's your GCSE. Oh, that's not CM3s. So what is on that?
English Lit Unit 1, board timetabled the 11th of the 5th.
11th of May.
9:15.
Does it say the percentage it's worth? Of your GCSE? It would usually say beside it.
105.
It's not.
Then I don't know. There's history for the 11th of the 5th. No.
Hang on, what? Were they the same date?
Wait, no. I said the wrong thing. English 11th of the 5th.
Right.
History 15th of the 5th.
Right, same week.
Maths 14th of the 5th.
Oh, so this is the day before history you've got maths.
And RE 29th of the 5th.
Right, I think I had this written down already. So you have 3 exams in the 1 week. Fabulous. Why can they not space them out a bit? And that's actual GCSEs. Right, keep that safe. So we're going to need that when I get home. Did they tell you to check it carefully and make sure there's no errors?
Yes.
Right. Oh, dear me. So, yeah. Stephen is not allowed to do anything the weekend because he has been told he has to stay in and study.
He can't do Belfast either.
Why?
Because he's not allowed to go out until it was something really, really stupid. Like he's not allowed to go out until all tests are over. He's
not allowed to go out till all the tests are over.
Yeah.
And she thinks that making him sit and study that whole time is gonna... I can't see Stephen sitting studying all day. But when she says all tests, does she mean CM3 or does she mean GCSE?
Both.
But the GCSEs aren't until May.
Oh, the probably the CMs.
So the CMs are the week after half term.
Yes.
So what are you? So you basically you can't do anything for your birthday
Yes,
because
I can still go to Belfast.
On your own.
Yeah.
Is it you're not going to walk on a walk about Belfast on your own?
Yes, I am. I can talk to a random person.
No, you don't want me talking to random people.
No, in HMV, someone my age. I do that in Ballymena all the time.
You talk to strangers?
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't. Right. I think that's really stupid that someone's... You need a free day in the week. Now, I understand you're sitting your actual GCSEs, yes, I get that. But these exams are just school exams, and while it's important that you study, does he not study through the week?
He does.
So he's made study every day.
Yep.
Now you see, when you sit and think we're strict.
No, he has a day off, but he's not allowed to do anything on said day off.
Why?
He's allowed to like go online on games and stuff, but he's not allowed to go out on said day off.
Jesus. He also wasn't allowed to go out anywhere between Christmas and New Year. From like Christmas Eve till after New Year, he wasn't allowed to do anything with his friends. It's like, it's really stupid. He's not allowed a leather jacket. He's not allowed to wear alternative clothes.
Something we need to mention on this. Have you mentioned the new Motionless in White song yet?
No.
It's very, very, very good.
There's a new Motionless in White song. Isaac, the only people that listen to that watch this, that would even, Kelly and Dave might look at it, but I don't think it would be their cup of tea.
I don't care. They're going to listen to everybody that watches this is going to listen to it.
They're not.
Because since I am such an awesome person, they're going to listen and respect my authority.
Are they?
And they're going to listen to us.
Motionless in White, the song is called what?
Afraid of the Dark.
Afraid of the Dark. That is who we're going to see in a couple of weeks in Dublin. So if you're curious as to who we're going to see, that's who it is. It was a birthday present for Isaac. I'm looking forward to the one in April, which is Youngblood. I'm just hoping that nothing else happens, that any shows are cancelled, because generally when I'm really looking forward to something freaking happens to ruin it.
Ball disease, so we can't sing.
Oh, don't. I mean, Aerosmith, I missed. The Sports Day Palava. Falling in Reverse, we missed because he couldn't get into the UK. Now, because I'm really looking forward to Youngblood, what is going to happen with that? Let's keep our fingers crossed that nothing happens. Look, they're burning. Big, massive pile of something in the backyard. Right, I'm going to go because I've been talking for 15 minutes. And,
16 actually.
I was just trying to narrow it down, Isaac, to the nearest. So yeah, I shall check in with you at some stage tomorrow because it's Darren's birthday. And yeah, I shall speak to you later. Apologies, the lighting's awful. I put it on so you could listen. Can you hear Darren shouting upstairs? He's phoned the Chinese because we got a meal for his birthday and I paid for it, so it's not his money. He's up shouting about. And he ordered something different as a side dish to go with his main meal, which was water chestnuts and bamboo shoots, which usually come in like an oyster sauce, but it would have like all these little black dots, and it was like, I think it was black pepper. It was really peppery. It was almost inedible. And he says, well, I'm phoning about that because I'm not happy about this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just leave it, it's fine. Nope, they need to advertise if something's spicy, blah, blah, blah. So he's on the phone. I look like shit, apologies. I wonder if I turn you this way. Yeah, well, it's a wee bit lighter in it. Well, you don't really want to see me any clearer. I've been in bed most of the day because I've had a migraine for a day and a half, which has only just lifted. He's still shouting. Isaac had a girl over today who, her parents call Sophia, she calls herself AJ. She's not they, she is she. And her dad wanted to like come in and meet us, and I'm like, said to Darren last night in the middle of the night, I says, my head, I cannot get up, I have such a bad migraine. Thinking that he was at most going to come in, cup of tea, half hour. He came in and he was here for 2.5 hours. And I couldn't get up the whole time because I'm like, well, I can't get up. But I've no makeup on my face. I look like shit. I didn't really want to be making a really bad first impression when I just had a really bad migraine. He knew that I'd had a migraine and I was in bed, so I felt really awkward getting up. I was like ready to get up before he came, but I didn't want to socialise with people. You know what I mean? You want to make a decent first impression. If it's going to be, you know, a girlfriend, I don't know. I mean, he drove her the whole way down from the other side of Belfast, and he has waited in our house while she has had a couple of 2.5 hours with Isaac. And he says, oh, you know, you just want to make sure and stuff. And Darren says, yeah, it would be exactly the same. And he's a boy, so completely understand. Apparently it was dead on, they got along fine, but they watched Scream and half of Silent Hill before she had to go. So hopefully she'll get to come for a bit longer next time. But yeah, that's what happened today. So I was stuck in my bedroom all day waiting till this guy went. And I've been watching, what's this? Charlotte Dobre YouTube channel. Basically, she's a girl that reacts to just all kinds of videos, like really bad dating stories from Tinder. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not single anymore. When you hear some of these dating stories, Karen videos, she basically reacts to people telling stories, and it's quite entertaining actually. I've been watching that all afternoon. I did want to go to the cinema today, but that's been hit in the head because like he didn't leave until tea time, and I feel a bit drained anyway after having a migraine. So there's so many movies I'm missing right now. I haven't seen The Housemaid, which everyone says is fantastic. There's a new one out called Iron Lung, which I really want to see, but everyone says it's terrible. There's one out called, what's the one Darren wanted to see? Mercy. There's another one, another horror. I cannot remember what it's called. Oh, Bone Temple. We still haven't seen Bone Temple. So that's like 4 movies we want to see that are all on at the minute. And I can't get to see either of them because every weeknight at the minute is study with Isaac. And Friday nights are scouts. I've had 2 weeks off, so I'm back next week for multiple weeks. Unless some of them are still on next Saturday, but I doubt it. I would say Housemaid and Bone Temple are going to be taken off pretty soon. I would imagine this week's the last weekend of them. So, bleh, I'm going to miss those until they hit streaming. But yeah, that's all that's been happening today. I've got 2 dogs on my knee because it is almost their dinner time. Darren's going to give them their dinner when he comes back down. I'm banned because I give them too much food. Well, I feel sorry for them. He stopped shouting now, so he must be on hold until they get someone else and say there's an aggressive man shouting at me on the phone, and he says he's not angry. He says the other day Isaac said he was strict, and I said you are strict, and he got really angry at me because I called him strict. I'm like, you are strict. I'm not strict, blah, 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 blah. I started shouting at the top of his voice. I says, no. I says, you stop using your voice. It's really disrespectful. Calling me strict's disrespectful. It's like, fucking hell. I also found out that my dad's new next door neighbour, I don't know if I've already mentioned this, my dad's new next door neighbour that moved in, I say new, they've been in there maybe a year. No, a few months. She's a stand-up comedian. And she's very new, TikTok famous, really foul-mouthed, and she lives next to my dad. So all of her videos is like inside her house and outside the house. And you can see my dad's video in the background on TikTok. It's quite funny. So, yeah, that was interesting. Her name is Zara Tweed. I don't think she's particularly funny. She just rants about really normal stuff, but in a really culty, swearing a lot. Well, you can maybe see where I get it, but she's worse than I am. But Darren always tells me I should do YouTube videos when I go off on one of my rants, but I wouldn't go off on one of my rants on YouTube because half the things I would say I wouldn't put online. And he said, but people want to see that. It's funny. He says, you're funnier than she is. And I'm like, no. I says, I'd get cancelled if I come out with half the stuff that I rant about. But he says, but that's what people are like. You're so blunt. That's what's funny. So I'm like, no. I don't think there's going to be another stand-up comedian anytime soon. Let's put it that way. But Irish people swear too much. I'm a testament to that. But she swears even more than I do. Anyway, that's it for this evening. I'm going to have a really unexciting evening watching shit Saturday night TV, 1% Club. Might even catch a bit of Michael McIntyre's Big Show. Yeah, and wish I was at the cinema watching some movie or other. These two are shivering waiting for their dinner. Anyway, I shall speak to you tomorrow to close off the vlog. Might try and get a little bit of info out of Isaac about AJ. Hello, it is Sunday. The state of me may tell you how I'm feeling today. Absolutely rubbish. Thankfully I've got the hairdresser tomorrow to get this sorted out. Don't think they can do much about my face. Like, I had a migraine most of yesterday. And the night before, so I'm just washed out. If I didn't have to go into my dad's, I would not be leaving the house. That looks See the way there's like, oh, you don't know what I'm pointing at. There's like a reflection coming off the seatbelt clasp here. I don't know why. It's weird. And there's one coming off up there too. You see it? I don't know what that's all about. It's usually if there's like grease or something on there. Right.
Did you tell him about the why we don't want him going walking around the park in the dark?
No, well, I haven't seen him. He's been in his room all morning. Ow, right, you can tell him.
Last night, Isaac, you know what Hockle, where Diamond is?
Yep.
16-year-old boy, walking home. He passed a guy, the guy had a balaclava on, and the guy turned round and for no reason smashed him in the face with a crowbar.
That's what I meant.
This is on a street, Isaac,
He
with
could have
houses.
killed him. So when we say people do just randomly do stuff, we're not exaggerating, they do. That's why we worry about stuff, because we've seen it with our own eyes. Both of us have been attacked
Yep.
when we were younger. The girl that actually was the ringleader that did it to me is now all over Facebook. She's one of these protesters against abortion that stands outside abortion centres and harangues women going in, and she's been taken to court and stuff for it. And I'm like, is that, her name's quite specific, and I'm like, I don't remember what she looked like, but I looked at the age. So it was only when someone else wrote in the comments of a news article about her, this family, nothing changes. They've been harassing and using violence on people for years. This is just how this family work or something. And so many people liked that comment. I'm like, it has to be the same person. So that's what she's doing now, haranguing poor women that, you know, maybe are in a situation that, you know, I'm not getting into that debacle, but and Darren, when he was a teenager, him and his mate at the bus station got attacked by
we
a
were
bunch.
15, they were all aged 24, 26.
It was a bunch of Pakistani lads who just wanted to beat up a couple of white lads. The only reason I bring that up is not because I'm being racist, because you know I'm not. It's purely because it went to court, and the judge, he said that he was lashing out at society because he was Pakistani and racists and etc, etc. So this group of full-grown men got away with.
Well, he should have paid me, back in 1988, he should have paid me 200 quid compensation, which was a lot of money then. It was one of the higher levels compensation. He never paid a penny. It went back to court the next 2 years, I think it was 5 times, and in the end, we had a copper come to the door to apologise that the judge has now thrown out the case because it was costing him too much money to bring it back to court for him not paying.
You see, in that situation, why do they not use that thing where they take money from your wages? Or if he's unemployed, you take money from the benefit till it's paid.
That was my thing then.
Well, so me and Darren have both been victim of.
Well, and then a few years later, his name popped up in paper. He'd stabbed a taxi driver to death.
But to let grown men, I mean, they were only 16-year-old lads. 15, Jesus.
Skinny as hell at 15.
Well, you were skinny as hell at nearly
Yeah, but
30.
imagine me at 15.
Yeah, you would have
We
been.
just got off a bus at 3 o'clock in the morning from seeing Status Quo in Birmingham. And they walked up behind us. One of them said, "Whoa, aren't we hard men?" I turned around to see who they were talking to, and as I turned around, they clocked me on temple.
So they got away with that.
Yeah.
Isaac and his mate Stephen keep going to this park, which I grew up going to incidentally, so I know what it's like. Which in the daytime absolutely fine, but at night time, if you're with a large group of people, then fair enough. Even though you could still get into a fight with another large group of people, but at least there's more than a couple of you know what I mean? But I think Isaac doesn't realise what some people can actually be like, and that place is somewhere, if you can imagine, every village, every town has got a park that teenagers go and drink and take drugs. But anyway, so Isaac had his friend AJ down yesterday, and Darren car and got stuck
Yeah.
in the living room with her dad for 2.5 hours, and I got stuck in my bloody bedroom, hadn't a bloody drink, nothing to eat, nothing. Because we're like, he'll just come in, he'll have a bit of a chat, he might have a cup of tea, and he'll leave.
That's what you call a rock and roll birthday weekend, isn't it?
He stayed the whole day. Well, I offered to take you out and you weren't having any of it.
Yeah, well, you were well anyway, so we were going out on Friday, and then he had Scouts Friday night anyway, and then Saturday he arranged to meet her, so...
No, Friday, you said I was going to take you out on Friday night while he was
but
at Scouts.
You weren't up to it. I'm going to drag you out.
You made that decision before I was unwell, that you didn't want to go out.
No, I didn't want to go out for a bite to eat, because I'd rather not spend that much.
Well,
just
spent bloody
overpriced.
40 quid on fucking Chinese.
Yeah, I didn't expect that happening either.
Oh god. Yeah, so next time Isaac's apparently has to go up to her house. I suppose they can probably vet him better up there. I don't know. Her father's very...
They can't do more vetting now, surely.
Well, he didn't really get to speak to Isaac very much, did he? He was speaking to you.
Well, so when he goes up there, he's going to sit in the living room all afternoon with Isaac.
No, he's not going to do that, but I would imagine he'll talk to him
Well, he done.
at some point. So yeah. Can't think of anything else of any interest to tell you. Is this friend or girlfriend, Isaac?
Friend.
He wouldn't
So
tell
why
us.
does he need to vet you then?
I don't know.
Because
I
he's
think
still a
just like
bloke. He's
I
still
don't
male.
know the word. Not nosy, but like.
Overprotective of his daughter,
Yeah.
which is perfectly understandable. I'd rather someone was like that than not give a damn. So I've had my 2 weeks off Scouts. I will be back next Friday. Cannot be arsed. They're doing cooking. This is all Paul's suggestions. Can't cook, won't cook. Now who wants to do... I mean, we were meant to be doing archery.
Couldn't even cook, as we should call it.
I'd much rather do archery. I think he's trying to do things that are more Scout skills rather than thinking about things that kids would actually enjoy. So all of January it was science. I missed 2 of those. And then February, other than 1 week, which is the district unihockey, our Scouts have never even played unihockey. So, you know what I mean? What would be a good idea for tomorrow night would be practicing unihockey, getting the kids to know what the rules and stuff are, because they've never played it. And our Scouts are like made up of mostly really young ones now, so they're going to lose. This last year, they were mostly made up of older ones, which have all moved up to Explorers now. The Cavan and that lot aren't moving up until September to Explorers, so there'll be no change. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. I shall check in with you next week. Nothing's happening, it's just Revision City because Isaac's exams are up again. But he's got actual GCSEs coming up in the next couple of months. He's got his science at the end of Feb. Is this his 1st of February today? Yes, this is the 1st of February today, so he's got his... It's only 11% of his... Why 11%? That's just really weird and specific. 11% of his chemistry, and then in May he's got 60% of his history. And when he said that the test was going to be about Nazis, Isaac, did he mean CM3 or GCSE?
I don't know. Is that the test is about Nazis?
Isaac, I need to know what we should be revising. Like, when your CM3 comes up, is that just Nazis? Or is that going to be the Irish stuff? You know what I mean?
Like the next test we're doing in history is about Nazis.
Right, so CM3, not GCSE. CM3 just means your normal quarterly tests.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But in May, well, you need to do more than assume, Isaac, because if we learn Nazis and you go into your CM3 and it's all about Ireland, you're screwed.
You've been asking for weeks to find out.
Well, he answered it, but Isaac wasn't specific. He just said the test is about Nazis. To which the question should have been, do you mean the GCSE or the CM3? So we still don't have an answer to that. This is the thing, they say that you have to be revising, and you do. You do need to be revising over the course of weeks to get everything fitted in. But then the teachers don't tell you what you know, you're supposed to be doing. So
just history in general, you know. We'll just revise the whole of history.
Saying that, when we were in school, we didn't get, or basically we were told, if you've covered it, it can be on the test. It was as simple as that. You didn't get it broken down into, well, it'll be this section of what you've learned. It was, if we've covered it, it can be on the test, and every single time there was a test, you have to learn everything. So I think it's why the school does as well on exams as it does, because the children are forced to actually revise 4 times a year. You know, like a lot of kids will leave it until, some kids are just really good at cramming, and they can like super cram over the course of like a full day for one subject, and that can be all they need. And then other kids, that just does not work for. You just do too long studying and it starts to just, it could be a waste of time. Right, I'm just popping in here to get my dad a paper so I don't have to go into that other car park. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys next week.